Hello and welcome to Rise Above the Grind with the Consultress. I am your hostess, Alissa bringing you very relevant and meaningful conversations from the front lines of innovation. Being in business can be very isolating, but also old hat. There are so many things that no longer apply in the way that we think about business, solving problems. And in this age of disruption, we need to be able to redefine what matters most so that we can be even more effective and valuable, not only to the people we serve and the communities we're in, but to ourselves as we evolve and grow so that we can be even more present for our families, for ourselves, and for our connection to our purpose, what we're here to do. So it is my absolute pleasure to introduce you today to Gail Kraft. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Alyssa. This is going to be fantastic. I love the grind because it is something that teaches you who and what you really are.
Woo, say more, because I want this definition to be live in this room. Like, tell me about this grind and how it makes us who we are.
Well, so most of us were raised with the misconception that you have to work hard to get ahead, right? And as doing that, I know in my experience, I did that. I worked hard to get ahead at the cost of relationships, at the cost of raising children, at the cost of my health. Right. And I thought I was doing the right thing, doing the right thing, doing the right thing, until, I was very successful, by the way, in corporate, until I got fired, which was the biggest gift ever because then I became an entrepreneur. I sat back and I thought, what do I want to do in my life if I'm so unhappy with the grind? What I did, however, was just repeat that pattern.
Guilty. Go ahead.
Okay, because what else did I know as an entrepreneur? And I hired so many coaches to help me understand the entrepreneur world. And, my favorite story is I had five coaches at the time, all for different purposes. Major campaign I was putting together, and bam, we hit the ground running, and I got bupkis, nothing. Months of work, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars spent. And I sat back and, I'm in tears and my business coach is like, I don't understand. And I'm like, I need to figure this out. And what I realized is the grind, the programming, the process that everyone will tell you is guaranteed to work for you is not yours. I
Oh,
have
dagger. Oh,
right? We're unique individuals. So I had to figure out who I am. And, I heard this thing, Gail, be authentic, use your voice. And I'm like, well, what if you don't know your voice? If you don't know what that is? So I did a lot of personal development work along with building my business based on me. And I learned to step out of the grind because the grind teaches you what you don't want. So now you know what you do want.
ooh, mic drop. We're done recording. Everybody go home. Like, what? This is so profound. I want you to just, so the grind teaches us what we don't want. And I love the perspective of the millions of dollars we have all invested and sometimes feel we wasted is because we found out what works maybe for other people might not work for us, but there's a piece in there that we get to
Yes.
pull out. There's a little nugget or a little slice of this all didn't work because it all wasn't me, but I did find a piece in here that is me. So tell me about the grind teaching you in this pivot point. Like you just said, what all of us out here in our business worlds, like we tried something on, we bought the 7-figure business blueprint program, and then okay, so when you went through that process and you identified that, oh dang it, I just did the grind thing again, what
Right.
did you learn? What did it teach you? And can you share that a bit more intimately with us?
Sure. What did it teach? So much. And this learning process, by the way, is continuous. It's not a one and done thing. But it really forced me to look hard at myself, figure out what are my values, not values that you're supposed to have, my personal values, not my business values. Who am I? And so it taught me to figure out who am I. And in the process of going through the grind and going through that, I found some of who I am that I'm really, really good at. So my natural, innate capabilities. Like I'm a natural leader. I'm a natural leader in flow. And I didn't know that. I just knew that I was successful, that my staff would do whatever I wanted to. And when I examined why, I understood what flow was all about and that I could tap into my instincts to make business decisions that aligned with me. So it's complete alignment that makes sense to move forward. So I learned that. I learned how to write a post. So that's something I didn't know how to do without the formal training, right? And and it actually it's like third grade English. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them what you told them, right?
Yeah.
But when you're, at least for me, when I was in the entrepreneur world, I thought I had to like vomit everything out there, tell everybody everything,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, listen,
Right? I
lady.
bring you this, I bring you that, I bring you this, I bring you that, right? And now I don't say that I bring you anything. I share my stories of my experiences, and this is why I show up the way that I do.
And isn't that a beautiful thing? Number
Hmm.
one. And
Right.
number two, when you talk about showing up as you, because you now know who that is, and you're now able to kind of hear. I just want to just like you're singing my song here. I gotta vomit everything. These are all the things. I'm like, here's the kimono, here's all the watches. You want to buy something? Like having having a big skill set sometimes is our biggest challenge
Right.
because we're not making a very clear offer for one part or one door for people to walk into. And so
Right.
I just want to appreciate that. Like, hello, any of us entrepreneurs out here ever been through that meat grinder? Like, I have all this stuff to offer. I'm got a bunch of skills. I go out there and tell everybody all of this stuff, and
And they're confused.
yeah, and I'm there
Yeah.
like, I don't I don't understand what you're offering because we haven't been clear about one of the doors that they can walk through. One of my mentors says, have one shiny star at a time. So, yes, I can help you with strategy. I can help you with implementation. I can help you with metrics. I can help you with partnership. I can help you with your leadership and in your empowerment. But if I try to sell you each one of those pillars or components in my program, you're gonna be like, yeah, and because you don't understand the depth and all of the experience that it took to create that. So, what
Yeah.
is the result that they're looking for? What is the end game? So, you address one piece of what they're looking for and share with them that you have this experience and there's a way for you to address it. And I don't know about you, but I have found myself being like, that feels so limiting. That feels like I'm whittling myself down into a pencil point, but I'm a colorful rainbow, you know?
And we all are. We
Yeah.
are all multi-dimensional, multi-talented, multifaceted individuals. And so I tell people I bring all of me there. I will bring what it is that you need, not the whole kit and caboodle, but what it is that you need from me. And I do it from the spiritual realm now. I know I'm no longer a business coach because that's not my calling. That doesn't align with me anymore, right? Can I do that? Of course. Do I want to do that? No, but I have connections that do that.
And should I, right? It's not
Right.
aligned with what I want to be expressing and giving value to right now. So I
Right.
just winnowing, I'm writing notes over here, like taking pieces of yourself and saying, what do I want to offer now? And I'm
Right.
going to tell you, this was a grind for me along my journey a bunch of times at a bunch of pivot points because I thought, well, people are going to be confused if I don't offer the same thing every time, all the time. People are going to think that I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. How did you kind of address that feeling for yourself?
Um, well, I'll be honest. Cancer helped me address that experience because I had to sit with myself.
Hmm.
I had to CTJ, come to Jesus with myself, and with the universe, and really understand what I was going through and why, right? And the transformation that happened at that time was very clear for me to stop doing the corporate stuff, stop doing the business stuff. So, I will tell you, I still work with leaders, but we work on flow, right? We work on does flow look like for a leader in business? And that's, I have to work on keeping alignment because that's who I am,
And we are most powerful when we serve from that place. When
right?
you know yourself and you know what is most powerful about you. I'm ringing your bell here too, because this is one of the things that helped me to come out of the worry that I was going to be confusing, that I was going to be unclear to the whole world. Last year she was selling a mastermind. This year she's talking about empowering women. Like, what's her deal? Well, because when you peel away the layers, the thing that's present and powerful for you, we get to continue to evolve our business because we ourselves evolve. To
Yes.
me, that's the most important thing about business in what's coming versus the industrial age business of business past, is that business past has us thinking I have to be something stagnantly and continuously off,
No matter what, this is how we've always done it.
inflexible, rigid. And that's not what value business today delivers. We live in the age of disruption. Nothing's
Thank
going
you.
back to
Yes.
normal.
Yes. Yes. Disruption. And in fact, my I have a book called Crafting the Flow Formula because I have a keynote that's Crafting the Flow Formula. And I got that because I had flow training for leaders. And I got called to speak at a symposium. And the leader said, I said to the leader, I have a bunch of questions. Am I the right person for you? And the purpose is, what's the purpose of this? What's the outcome you're looking for? Disruption in leadership. I said, how disruptive can I get? He said, as disruptive as you like. I said, who's the audience? Technology leaders. Oh, and I'm going to talk about flow. Can I talk about flow? He said, absolutely. So, what do technology leaders relate to? Formulas. So I took my flow process, put it into a formula, and what they were up doing the conga line.
That's great.
It was awesome. It was awesome. It
Yeah,
was fantastic.
and
Go
isn't
ahead.
that interesting that like our rigid thinking would go tech, systems, engineers, and that is like in our minds is opposite of flow. I am interested in how do we soften the rigidity and how do we solidify the flexibility so that everything can come together. I think that's the definition of authenticity and alignment, especially when you're reviewing all the things that have worked and willing to let go of the stuff that no longer works
Right.
so that you can bring yourself into a renewed sense of value. And this is what I think businesses sometimes miss. It's like, I have the perfect formula figured out. I have to stay there forever. A baloney. Gail says it's baloney. I says it's baloney. Like, you have to be under constant review to bring new value to the world. Entrepreneurship saves the world because we solve emerging problems as they're developing. We are on the leading edge. We're not in your grandpa's old paradigm anymore. We are in this new space where everything's being disrupted, things are accelerating, and the most important aspect of value is becoming truth. Truth in who you are, truth in what your gifts are, and truth in what you can bring forward to the world. So, I mean, this is a conversation we are going to continue to have here at Rise
Right.
Above the Grind because this is like the crux of the message. Being in business is not doing business. They work together, but they're not the same. Figuring out where your flow is and figuring out how to capitalize on that flow instead of getting stuck in the boxes that we check off inside of our left side brain. It's a new way of doing things. And we need leaders like Gail. And we need leaders that can think outside of boxes, inside of dovetail, flows, and currents. So, Gail, where
Right.
can people go to find out more about you, hire you, bring you in to speak? Like, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Well, there's two ways. You can go to my website, which is gailkraft.com. So GailKraft, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Again, Gail Kraft on LinkedIn. If you do that, you need to let me know you saw me here, or I will not accept you. I don't accept cold friends.
Only warm friends, please. Let them know. I saw you on Rise Above the Grind.
There
I
you go.
heard you talk, and Alissa said we need to meet. So
Right.
here you go. Thank you so much for being here. If you're listening now on the podcast stream, stay tuned because we have another awesome episode lined up for you to help you think differently in this age of disruption where you can be more of who you are, more aligned, and your business gets to thrive because of it.